Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I'm so glad to have you back, especially my subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Spanish Gold. Today we're going to make a cute little Christmas train. All the supplies were purchased from the Dollar Tree. Project supplies costed $8. First thing I did was lay out my painter's tape on the first train cart. I laid it this way because I wanted to create a look of the stripes of the candy cane, and I went ahead and painted the first coat and it stayed quite light, so I went ahead and added another coat once it dried a bit. So once the paint is dry, you can go ahead and remove those pieces of tape. There is a couple ways to create this stripe effect without using painter's tape. You could use a straight edge like a roller and do stripes with your pencil and then very carefully go back and paint each stripe, or you could also just paint each one of those boards there, one red, one white, and so on. When you paint these crates, make sure you paint the inside edge of the crate so that way you don't see any of the color, like the raw color of the board. Next, I went ahead and grabbed my little birdhouse and I broke the little stoop. It's a little stick that sticks out of there. I broke that off. You can kind of just wiggle it by breaking the glue, which is holding it on there, and you can wiggle that and it'll bust it out, so you don't have to literally break it, but it will come out. And I flipped the crate over and I'm going to glue this little birdhouse right to the top. As you probably already figured, this particular crate with this little birdhouse is going to create or be the locomotive for our train. This little pick had the two candy canes on there, those little balls to me which look like balloons. I don't know what they're supposed to be, and this little spiral thing, but you can go ahead and get those and pull them apart. I just used scissors to clip the wire off, and then I went ahead and pulled the wire out of the candy cane bottom, and I'm just going to glue that on to make the smokestack for the locomotive. Just be aware that the heat from the glue gun will start melting that foam, so if you get it too close, it will start melting it. Now for the wheels of the train. I used the lids from my son's little apple sauce pouches. I just have slowly collected them because I have found they're pretty useful for different projects. So if that is what you want to do, they do sell little applesauce pouches in the fruit aisles, and you just go ahead and pull those lids off. I'm all about being able to recycle, so if I can use something and not have to spend money, the happier I am. So just look around and see if there's something you can find to use for your project. For the locomotive, your amount of wheels can vary. I've seen trains that have just the two wheels. I looked up for pictures of locomotives, like Christmas ones, and they have like a variety of wheels. So for mine, I had put two small wheels up front and one large wheel in the back. So for the big wheels, at first I attempted to use these Gatorade lids, and I felt those were just too small. So I looked in my little recycling bin and took the lids off of those large bottles of Arizona iced tea, and I painted them by hand with the green paint I used for the cart. Just because it matched the wheels of those little lids a little better than when I had spray painted some. I didn't have a green that matched too well, so it really didn't look right in my opinion. And then you're just going to secure the wheel on with hot glue again. I add extra hot glue on the bottom because I didn't really want it to show up at the top, so you'd see me here just adding a little bit of extra glue down at the bottom just to secure those wheels a little better. I got this little pack of chalkboards. They come in a pack of 4, also from the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to glue these onto each train cart to give it a name tag. You don't have to write a name on it, but you could write Merry Christmas if you wanted, but I went ahead and glued each one of these, each tag onto each cart. using the bows from the pack of bows I also got from the Dollar Tree. You can use green on green, or you can do red on red. I went ahead and decided to do the red on green. That way it gives a contrast and makes it stand out a little more. And once you selected the color of bow you'd like to put there, I just went ahead and used a dab of glue just to secure it to the board. With the remaining lids that I had, I used the glue gun and put a little pressure on the top, and it went ahead and melted a hole through the top. And I did that because I wanted to use the rest of those little picks that I had, and I wanted to use that lid as a stand to hold those picks. And if you do it fast enough, you can get the pick in there, and as the plastic dries, so you can see here, see how it's drying there, once it dries, it will harden to the pick. But I still did add a little bit of glue just to secure it even better. And here is the finished locomotive. And for the back, I used the ties that are on the back of those bows. I just stretched it long ways and just glued it straight to the back. That way it gave a silver look to it and gave a little more decoration. For each of those little picks, I placed one pick in each of the train carts. I didn't secure the pick to the cart because I wanted to, at the end of the season, be able to take the train apart, and I didn't want to have to be bending those picks, so they can just be removed right out. The great thing about this project is if you are going to put one of your family members' names on each of the carts, and you have more kids in the future or more pets, you can just add another cart and write up another name. And here is the finished product. If you went ahead and did this project and would like to share a picture with me, I'd love to see it. So check out the description box below, and there will be my email, and you can contact me through there.